that not only will you hear my perspective on real estate topics, occasionally you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of our experienced agents at Boston Connect Real Estate. Be a part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you like to listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with me at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And good morning to all my South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I am joined in studio live by the one, the only, Kristen Howlett. Hello.
I'm not even near my microphone.
You're not even near your microphone.
Oh
You're still trying to get ready. I mean, come on. You're like a pro at this, and you know, you're falling behind today.
Sure am.
Sure am.
Although I was on time today.
You were. I was a little nervous because I thought I was going to be running a few minutes late. So I'm like, if we are both late, it's Tim's show. Tim's show today.
I was
here we are.
Sure.
I was actually
I'll play songs about houses and homes and neighborhoods
Yeah, come and knock on my door.
Oh, that's
Come and knock on our door.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for you.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I think that's a great way to spend an hour.
one of my favorites is Diana Ross. It's my house and I live here. See? That's a good
Maybe Tim will have to play it at some point, but that's a good one.
Add that to our repertoire.
Add that to our little Rolodex here. But yes, so we are live here in studio at Boston Connect Real Estate in the heart of Pembroke. And you can hear Kristen, which means you know what's coming up today. But in case you haven't caught one of Kristen's shows, which would be so weird to me at this point because you're like my little co-host here. You and Tracy Grady are like my go-tos. Like, hey, can you do the show? Can you do the show? But in case somebody hasn't caught one of your shows before, why don't you reintroduce yourself to all of our listeners?
I'm gladly. Hello, Radio Land. My name is Kristen Howlett. I'm a full-time realtor at Boston Connect Real Estate. Serve everywhere. Pretty much everywhere. I've been doing it for I've been in real estate, I think I keep maybe puffing it a little bit, 8 years, 7 years.
8 years, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, I help buyers, sellers, and everyone in between. Lately, I've been helping a lot of buyers. We were saying earlier when we first sat down that I feel like the floodgates have opened in real estate lately.
Yeah. Before we get to our the nitty gritty of the show, we'll talk all about sort of the market in general. But proceed.
Yeah, I've had this simmering anxiety about how busy we were going to be, and it's coming true.
It's coming true.
Anyway, I live in Bridgewater, but I service anywhere around the South Shore. And we love doing this little segment, which highlights all of our favorite little towns. And this is a town that we haven't done yet.
We have not done this. So Kristen used to join me on our Tuesday night shows. We used to do Tuesday nights and Saturday mornings. Now we just do the Saturday mornings. But, it started as this segment highlighting a community south of Boston. We're calling it Living Local. Boston Connect Real Estate is Living Local. And we highlight a community. And because it's not just about helping somebody. Oh, here we go.
See?
Here we go. Just for you, people.
It's my house and I live here.
This is totally your song.
Oh, I love Diana Ross.
This should be the song to intro her segment.
Oh, yes.
There's a welcome. There's a
Yes.
welcome mat at the door.
Oh,
I know this is a great little song.
Oh, I love that. I don't think I've ever heard this song before,
What?
but this is totally if I was to hear this song out of this element, I would totally think of you. With you, we're live on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So if you're watching, we're dancing too. So, and we hope you're dancing at home or in your car, wherever you are. Tim, are you dancing in the studio?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
If
good.
you're not dancing, check your pulse. This
Yeah.
is Diana Ross. It's Motown for crying out loud. Go ahead.
See, just got a little pep in our step on this Saturday morning.
There you go. I know we need it because it looks like it's going to rain, but it doesn't. I don't know. There's something going on up there, but yeah,
It's not going to rain. I wish I could sing.
Oh, yeah, I know. We'll leave it to Diana, though. Oh, good. This is a good one. Thanks, Tim. See, always coming in with, always taking requests. If you have a request for a song that it doesn't even have to be about a house. If you just would rather hear a song than us,
Or
call in.
what's your favorite song that references a house?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We want to. What is your favorite song that references a house, talks about a house, a home, a feeling that might be like home?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can call in or text him at the studio, 781-837-4900. I did say that we're live on all of our socials, so be sure to follow Boston Connect Real Estate and the McNamara Horton Group, Sharon Costa McNamara as well. And I'll be monitoring all of our socials. So if you want to, give us a little shout out or tell us what your favorite song is, we will play that for you.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. But what were you saying? Yeah. Oh, I was giving the reintroduction. So you used to join me on Tuesdays, and now that we're just doing the Saturdays, you recently started coming back and joining us on Saturdays and reintroducing this segment to all of our listeners. So we highlight a community south of Boston. We've done a lot of different shows on our Tuesday night show, but we tend to get we did get a different audience. So like I said, we're reintroducing this to all of our Saturday listeners. The first show that we did was just sort of talking about what we talk about. Really, that's what it was. And then last month we did Pembroke, because that is where our office is located. And it's interesting because do you ever get this question of, where's your office located? And I think that that's the only place you do business.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know why.
I know.
And I always have to explain to people, like, my agents are independent contractors. I mean, everybody knows that I manage the company, so I'm here pretty much every day. And I say to people, my agents work remotely. They don't necessarily have to come in and work here. Although we always tend to see this trend of they get busier when they are coming in,
for sure.
and because you learn from each other and you sort of feed off of each other's energies. And but most of our agents have offices at home. You have an office at home. You have an office in your car. You have an office wherever you go, wherever real estate takes you that day is your office.
But it's so nice to have this. And it's funny. I have something under contract right now. It's a 55 plus. So it's a little bit of a different procedure with the sale. And when I had reached out to the lender, just saying, remind me again about it's been a long time since I did one that was financed. And he said, we can close anywhere. We can close at your office. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
that would be fun.
That would
People
be fun.
do closings here, but we're so fortunate that we do have this spot because there are a lot of places that it's kind of virtual. There's a lot of real estate brokerages that are literally, what's the right word? Like virtual, remote. Yeah. There's no like brick and mortar.
Yeah.
So it's nice that we do have that because we can entertain. We can do Mother's Day.
We can do all these events. We love it. So we talked about the Mother's Day event last week on the show. Sharon and I did, and you guys did such a great job. Some of our agents put together a Mother's Day event and invited some of their clients. It was the first annual, so we wanted to keep it a little bit smaller, but now I feel like the word is out and we have to make it bigger next year.
Well, it's one of those that Sharon, I think, talked about it. I think I remember her talking about it 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I'd love to do this. And she had a different idea too about what she wanted to do, which maybe we'll incorporate next year. But it was, I always love, because I always say, I can
You're
come
a
up
rule
with,
follower.
I'm a rule follower, but I'm also,
you always say.
I'm also someone who comes up with the ideas, but sometimes I drop the execution. Like my family will tell you right now, my room is half painted.
Yeah.
The painting stuff is still like, I go in with gusto and then sometimes I just can't.
Sharon has admitted that as well. Like she is the idea person. She is excellent at coming up with really great ideas. And I think her brain works so fast that she comes up with so many different ideas that, there are people like either me or Mary or you or someone that like are able to execute it because, she kind of did the hard part of coming up with this great idea, you know? So a couple of our agents got together and sort of just made it happen.
I think it's really cool when you think of something, 4 years ago we talked about this and now we did it.
Yeah.
And
now we're going to do it every year.
It will 100% be
So
something we do
everyone
every
came
year.
and made a bouquet of flowers and had, maybe a mimosa or
Mhm.
just a juice and water.
And I have to say, sometimes
some
those
food.
events seem like they're, we go into our first couple meetings like, oh my God, how are we going to do this? But we've become so,
Yeah, we have the events committee.
yeah, we have become so excellent at it that this one I thought was one of the easiest ones.
Yeah, it was.
And I have to say, shout out to Candy Jar because I picked through my bouquet and I currently still have those Maisie Mums.
Yeah.
My white Maisie Mums, another white, I think they might be just other mums are still literally going strong.
So we highlighted the candy jar last month when we did Pembroke and we talked about local businesses. We did highlight the candy jar. I know Sharon and Mary order flowers for their open houses from the candy jar, when they have listings, and we send flowers to Sharon from the candy jar. We send flowers to anybody really from the candy jar. Kim is excellent, and it's great to support a local business. And that's why we started this segment. And this month we're going to be talking about Halifax. There are two people who work here at the office that live in Halifax. I am one of them. And Jess Page is an agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate.
This is your true living local.
This is my true living local. And
you're living La Vida local.
Doing the research yesterday, I realized there's a lot that I don't know and haven't explored of Halifax. So we'll get into that. But before we sort of jump into the main focus of today, I wanted to give sort of an update on what's going on with the real estate market. Ooh. So why don't you're shaking your head like what's going on?
It's I'm telling you, I've been saying since the beginning, it's not like I'm a fortune teller, but I might be. And I've been saying
casino then.
I have had this simmering anxiety because there are still so many buyers and they weren't really out. We had a little bit of a lull. And
it was a slow start to the year.
A slow start to the year. And now I feel like it is literally gangbusters. Like every single day I see more listings come on. It is.
So speaking of listings coming on, just from our office, we have 6 new listings that hit the market this week.
Yeah. Ranging in price from 2.3 million
to 390.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and we always leave a segment in our show highlighting the open houses that are happening this weekend. But yeah, 6 new listings. I was like, my head was spinning the past couple of days because I do the marketing here at Boston Connect Real Estate as well, and I'm like, okay, I gotta make sure that I did that one. I did that one. I have my list going. I'm like, wow.
So we've got the
everyone
listings,
is busy.
We've got the listings coming on, and I do think that it's a combination of maybe people were waiting for the rates to drop, and the rates are kind of holding steady right now. I always try to stay in my lane, but from what I understand, they're hovering like high 6s, maybe low 7s, maybe right now. So we had a little bit of a dip, but with that coupled with the prices aren't really going down, and people are like, if I keep waiting, I'm just going to keep paying more. And but the thing is, right now I'm really buyer heavy. So I think I've written 6 offers in the past week. And
wow.
I have 2 of them. Hopefully one more will get accepted, but I've just had 2 accepted. So things are also getting accepted. It's competitive.
Yeah.
One, first time buyers, I have a little tactic, which I'm not going to say what it is, but we submitted an offer and it was a really great offer. And the sellers loved the offer, but wanted to go through with the open house and asked us to extend. And ultimately, we knew it was going to happen. They had a great turnout at the open house and ended up with 14 offers. We were one of the top 3 offers. but still it was one of 14. And the offers we're not seeing that like crazy COVID, like $100,000 over asking, but it's definitely, the buyers are definitely savvy and they're smart and they're putting in offers of houses that they really like. So there's not that flood of, just a bunch of offers being submitted, and let's just see what will stick.
Yeah. Not to give too much away, but are you still getting that feedback from the listing agent of why your offer wasn't accepted? Or
Yep.
because I always love to, I mean, there's a line between being transparent and, maybe sharing too much. So, but as a listing agent, I think that it's a professional courtesy to say, hey, I just want to let you know, that my client did go with another offer. Yours was,
Yep.
very much at the top 3, but they ended
And
up
I'm one
ultimately
who,
choosing something that maybe weren't financing as much.
I always ask for feedback. Like, I'm obviously, I'm a talker. So, and I always try to make the call first, introduce myself. I just spoke to a lovely agent yesterday. I have clients looking at 55 plus, and we ended up chatting on the phone for a half an hour. She was a true professional. That's her niche. That's what we're looking for. So the fact that we had a great conversation, now she remembers me. So, you know what I mean? I'm very much, this is a relationship business, not contract business. I mean, it is contract business, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Professionally, taking out the fact that somebody is purchasing a home, but professionally, this is a relationship business.
1,000%. So I always ask, where did we fall? What could we have done better? That agent was great. He and I had great conversation throughout. And ultimately, it came down to home inspection. The other offer was waiving home inspection, and my buyers are first-time buyers, and they're not willing to do it.
Yeah.
So
which is perfectly fine.
Yep. And flash forward to a couple months when hopefully.
Yeah. I think we're going to have Amy Masfer, who is a real estate attorney that we use here frequently. She is at Mahoney Law Group, and she came in and did a class for our agents, just giving an update on what's going on in the whole real estate world having to do with home inspections. So she's going to come on, and there's some things that are changing soon. So we'll have her come on and explain that to all of our listeners as well. And any buyers that are out there. But
right, because I'm surprised at how many people don't know that things will be changing in the next couple of months, where somebody, a seller can't use waiving a negotiation, a seller can't use waiving a home inspection as a negotiating tool. They can't use that as part of their offer. You can still waive it. You can opt to do that, but it won't be, basically it's one of those, if you want a home inspection, you should be able to get it.
Yeah, I agree. So before we jump in, I'm just going to say I'm so proud of all of our agents for putting on 6 new listings, and for all of our agents who are putting in offer after offer after offer for their clients, and just really, really working. And you are one of them. So
we're like the little engine that could.
You are.
We're like trugging along.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get into our town of the month, which is Halifax. So if you live in Halifax, or you love something about Halifax, give us a call or a text too. So 781-837-4900. Again, 781-837-4900. We'd love to hear from you. If you're shy, just give us a little, message on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, whichever. And let us know what you love about Halifax.
We have a couple of responses. I know Christine Fisk, who's my fave lender, lives in Halifax, and she gave us some. We'll talk about that at the end, but I want to open it up with, what do we think is going to happen at the Stop and Shop?
Oh, I know. You sent me a rumor, and we don't know if it's true or not.
I think it was fake.
Yeah.
I saw a post on Facebook that said that Market Basket was going into Halifax, and I sent it to Melissa at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Well, first off, you sent me a text that said OMG. And I was like, okay, it's 10 o'clock at night. What's going on? I'm like, what?
I have
and
to
then
say,
you send me the post.
Stop and Shop, if you're listening, you are breaking my heart I miss this Stop and Shop. Like,
across the street,
I never thought that I would miss it that much. But then also, when I do go home, that other Stop and Shop in Halifax was also my go-to, and that's gone too.
Yeah, but that one was like a ghost town.
I
There was
know.
never anyone there.
I know.
My boyfriend Ethan going in there for something, and then he came home and was like, I thought that they were closed. Like I thought I was like interrupting something when I walked in. I'm like, oh well, they are closing. But
Well, I've heard
so
some
we'll see what's going on.
rumblings. I've heard some rumblings, and I don't want to be the one to say it, but if anyone has heard any rumors, gossip about what is going in there, we would love to get
We
the
would
tea.
love to know.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you work for the town and you know,
Yeah,
let
come
us
on,
know.
spill it.
Okay, you love the whole history part of our segment. So why don't you kick it off for Halifax? Give us a little insight of the history of
Yeah,
Halifax.
I did a little bit of digging last night too. Halifax, Mass, was in original.
We have a call.
Yes, we have a caller. Yes, it's one of your peeps.
Oh, is it Tracy Grady?
It is, and for a bonus 50 points, can you tell me where she's calling from?
She is calling from Hanover.
Oh my gosh, she's correct.
Woo!
Yes.
Yay! We'll get to Halifax in a minute, but we'll talk about Hanover for a second. Hi, Tracy Grady.
Good morning, ladies.
Good
Tracy.
morning. Tracy Grady is a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate and another one of my sidekicks here on Saturday mornings. So good morning to you, virtually.
I'm calling home from still laying in bed.
I know when I texted you, I was like, I'm sure she's up. Yeah,
I'm sure she's up. I was up.
I'm sure. So give us a little insight of why you're calling today.
I'm calling to promote our lovely open house that we have here on Waterford Drive, where I live. Our neighbor's house is on the market, 49 Waterford Drive. It is a gorgeous 4-bedroom, 2 primary suites, one on the first floor, one on the second floor. Gorgeous colonial here in a lovely little cul-de-sac. And it's been on the market for a little bit, and we're kind of surprised because it's an absolutely spectacular home. And we've had a little problem keeping our buyers for some reason. One was financing, and the other one just got cold feet before the home inspection. So it's a gorgeous home. It's really we're dumbfounded. We don't know why it's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That sometimes happens.
You're gonna get it today, Tracy.
the home has everything.
It has everything. The backyard is just spectacular, especially this time of the year. I think one of our bigger problems for this has been it has rained every single weekend. We have had an open house. It has the weather has been poor. So I think it's hard to picture how beautiful the backyard is with the in-ground heated pool, a pool house that could be turned into an ADU.
Yeah.
So easily.
Yeah.
That's just spectacular. But when it's pouring rain outside, I feel sometimes it's just hard to vision how great this could possibly be. Kind of look like, well, this looks depressing. It's raining.
I know one. When I saw the property at one of your open houses, it was raining as well.
Yeah. Oh, it has rained. I think we've had one sunny day open house, and we do them every single weekend. We promised. Obviously, they're our very good friends. So we are trying to, go out of the box here to figure out, let's get some people in so they can see this house because it's a gorgeous house. There's no rhyme or reason sometimes.
And they've done some improvements since being on the market, correct?
They have, yep, from when they first came on the market. I mean, there are a couple that are getting ready, which a lot of us are getting ready to put their house on the market so they can start the next chapter of their life, which is, you need to sell your big house in order to determine, do I want to stay up here? Do I want to go south? Do I want to go to the Carolinas? Do I want to go to Florida? Either way, you have to sell your big house first so you can put your money aside to decide, what am I going to do? What have I decided? Oh, good morning, Becca. So they've decided that, so they were like, we don't really want to put a ton of money into it. We just want to sell it. So we were like, the market kind of shows that you should be able to do that. So they weren't really looking to do anything major. They were kind of going to put it off to the next person. And we priced it accordingly to that, what was going on in the market in Hanover to that. So but we did get a lot of feedback from buyers and agents. So they went ahead and pressure washed the whole house. They replaced all the rotting wood. They pressure washed underneath their farmer's deck, which has a gorgeous mahogany ceiling. And the night and day pictures are just spectacular. The total mahogany ceiling under the farmer's porch is beautiful. Replaced all the stairs going up into the house. So they really took what everybody said to heart and did all the changes that really needed to make it, a really spectacular home. So
Yeah.
it's really worth coming to see. And if you saw it in the beginning, it's really worth to come back and be like, wow, they really listened and did what they, did all the things that they needed to do. So
Perfect.
yeah, it's a great house.
So when
It's
are
a
you
great house, and they're
when are you
down.
hosting this weekend?
We are doing today and tomorrow from 11 to 1 o'clock, 49 Waterford Drive here in Hanover. We are doing it today, tomorrow. So come on by and visit us and say you heard us on the radio, and
Yeah.
we will give you the grand tour.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Give you the grand tour.
Today's your day.
Today is your day. I
Today's
feel
the
it.
day.
I feel it.
Today is the day. Yeah.
Yes.
Today is the day. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Tracy, virtually. I'm sure you'll be in studio live with me soon.
I have no doubt I will be in soon enough.
All
I
right.
will see you tonight anyway. We will be working together this
Oh, excellent.
So, yeah.
Very nice. I will be seeing you tonight then.
We'll be seeing you tonight. Kristen, lovely to talk to you.
Bye, Trace. Good luck today.
Good luck, Tracy.
Thanks so much.
All right. Talk to you
Say
later.
my prayers. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Okay, bye.
Oh, we have another caller.
Oh my
Yes, we go from one HA town to another. We go to Halifax. Trooping along, it's Amy Troop.
Oh, hello, Amy Troop. How are you?
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm fantastic. How are you guys doing?
Doing
today?
well.
We're
Thank
doing
you.
great today.
I wanted to piggyback on Tracy Grady's 49 Waterford, Hanover, Mass house. It is stunning.
Oh,
Stunning.
yeah. Yes, it is. I loved it. I went to her very first open house. It was a community open house on a Friday, and I loved it. I mean, I've seen it from the outside because I've been to Tracy's house before, but being inside, I was like, wow, this is a really great house. And the backyard really
know.
sells it. It's great.
It's like a resort.
It really is. I mean, you have everything at home that you need.
I would love
You
that.
don't have to leave.
I would
I know.
love that.
I'm really hoping my buyer will be really thinking about it a little bit more sooner than later, like so that he can get it. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
Are you going to the
great,
open
great
house today?
Today I'm not going to the open house because we have elections in Halifax, but
Oh.
and I have actually some other showings for over 55, which seems to be a really popular
Oh,
thing.
please. We could talk about that all day long, right?
Yeah.
I have one
Yeah.
tomorrow. I've got to sneak in between an open house and then a belated Mother's Day celebration. So
Oh.
I have one in Easton that I'm going to swing by, but oh gosh, it's
Yeah.
the builders, any builders out there, that's what they need to be building.
55.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think of the common entrance ones, though? Do you think that over 55, when you have to go in and share a hallway, is
No.
something that you're
No, my guys. So
Mm.
I get a lot of, like Tracy was just saying, people who are ready to right size. I do the open houses for the McNamara Horton group on the weekends, and we get a lot of people who are ready to go, but they want what they have now in a small. They want that detached. They want their own space.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them want a basement, and yeah, they're just so hard to come by. They still want
They
their own.
really are.
And
really are.
it's funny. I was saying I spoke to an agent yesterday, Julie. I'm gonna forget her last name. I have it written.
It's going to come to you.
And she does a lot in Easton, particularly in Twin Brooks. And she was saying that it's there's some turnover, but she said what's happening now is that we're getting those younger, like they're really 55, 56.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that age group of people who are ready to say, I want to do some traveling. I don't want to worry about doing the yard and doing all those things. And, I just want something carefree, easy, one level. And I think she's totally right, because I'm 54 and I'm thinking of it. You know what I mean? Like there's just that group of people who are ready to give up that home they've had for 25, 30 years. And yeah. So
live
builders,
an
build them.
easier lifestyle.
Build them, builders.
Build them and they will come.
They will. They sure will.
I know. Well, maybe, like the little beach neighborhoods, maybe the smaller lots would be a good idea. The detached, get away from the townhouses and do, smaller homes on quarter-acre lots.
Well, now you're speaking my language, Amy. That's what I want.
Well, that's what I
I want to walk to the beach or ride my bike, my old lady bike with the basket.
That's not an old
Oh my
lady
God,
bike.
me
Oh,
too.
That's
it's
a
a li-
cute bike.
it's cute, but that's exactly what I want. I'd love to be near the beach.
Yeah, I know.
I know, but you know what? We see this because we're in it every day. If they, like Waterford Drive, they're ready to move on. They're ready for another family to come in and spend the
Yeah.
next
Mhm.
20 years in.
Yeah.
Like it's all cyclical. They're ready for, but we just need a place to put those
Yeah.
empty nesters.
Amy, you live in Halifax, correct?
I do.
Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot. What do you love about Halifax?
Oh my God. Well, a lot of what you guys have just said. Like I walk to the beach. I love it. I paddleboard. So, we do so much work during the mornings, and then we have a little bit of time in the afternoon before everybody gets off of work. Of course, every day is different, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot, I have like an hour in the afternoon that I can just go off on my paddleboard and do some yoga
Oh,
or,
that's so
um,
fun.
yeah, and I get to walk around town, and I like it. I do miss Stop and Shop, which is the reason that I called in, and then Tracy called in, and I was like, "Yay, love Tracy." But I did talk to somebody in the fall, one of the Stop and Shop truck drivers. He was pulling by, and my girlfriends and I were outside nearby, so we said, "Hey, roll down your window," and he was like, "What's going on?" And we're like, "What's in the back of the truck?" And he said, "Nothing. I'm going to empty out Stop and Shop." And we were like, "Oh." And I can't tell you whether this is true or not, like meaning like if it's going to come to fruition, but
Mm-hmm.
he did state that Hannaford's, the sister store, was going to come in.
Oh,
Oh.
interesting.
So
'Cause
a
I
lot
heard-
of it is deunionizing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but the truck driver said I would imagine he'd have a little inside info.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't
So
be
is
bad.
Hannaford's now Big Y? Is that what it was? Or did Big Y take over the Hannaford's?
I
Or
don't-
no?
I
don't know.
think it gets so confusing with all these things, right?
Yeah.
But the Big Y, I think, purchased that
Yeah.
or took over. I don't think it's the same, but
Yeah.
Hannaford's is a sister store of Stop and Shop.
Mm.
And if you go down the Eastern Seaboard, the Stop and Shop logo is on most grocery stores, even if they have a different name.
Mm.
So I
Interesting.
think that it was deunionizing because
Mm-hmm.
my mom worked at Stop and Shop and she has a pension. So I think that it was just costing so much to
Yeah.
keep people in good work that the corporation that's not in our country decided to deunionize, and they're going to probably be putting in a Hannaford's. Of course, that's just a rumor too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because I
But
heard another rumor too. Yeah. They got to
what
do
did you hear?
something. I heard Aldi or Trader Joe's.
I feel like
that's
people just really want those.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
come.
yeah, that's just like a Sears wish list.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And I just wish that they could just announce it. Like, just put a banner outside and be like, "Here's what's going on," or even if it's nothing. Like,
I keep saying, as long as it's not a Spirit Halloween store, especially across the street, I'm good. Like, I'd rather see it be
That's
empty
funny.
than.
well, now they have one of those. Instead of Spirit Halloween, it's just like Spirit holidays. So now it's like one of those. It's every single holiday. They celebrate every holiday in that store. So
yeah.
maybe that's what's going to go on. But some of these, we heard this when the Stop and Shop in the center of Pembroke, which is across the street from our office here, when they closed, there was this talkings going around saying that it's going to be empty for quite some time because they have a lease there. So Stop and Shop has a lease there, so they would rather just continue to pay the lease and not be open with all of those expenses
And also the competition, because
and
there's
not
already
bringing competition
to drive
in, so.
to drive the business to the Stop and Shop at the other Pembroke location.
Yeah,
Which
so.
I guess makes business sense.
Yeah.
But way more important, what's your favorite go-to restaurant in Halifax, Amy?
Well, it really depends on the occasion. First of all, I think probably everybody in the world knows that I love to eat at home because I'm so like picky.
Yeah.
Would that be it?
Yeah.
But Grill 58 and Nani's have great food.
Yeah.
They always have. And Happy Dragon, which I like to call the Happy Drinkin', or the All Seasons 3. They actually do have really good food, and they have sushi too. So that's really great.
Interesting.
And then we have And then we have local Larry's Tacos that is in the old Tedeschi's or
Mhm.
the Halifax
Oh yeah,
Market.
I
They're
I
really
haven't
good.
tried that yet. Yeah, and I drive
Fantastic.
by. Oh, is it really? That's so funny because I drive by all the time when I go home that way. But
Mhm.
I never, we never went to Grill 58 until we started to go. Our friends just bought a house in Marshfield. So sometimes on our way home, we'll get takeout and we'll pick it up. And a couple of times we've eaten there and they have great martinis too. Grill 58 had,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
We,
that's my friend Phil Salenzi most of the time. She's a bartender there. She's fantastic.
yeah, one of my clients gave us a gift card years ago, and that's what prompted us to go there. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with Grill 58. And here's another one. What was
Okay.
550 Tavern before it was 550 Tavern? I couldn't remember the name.
Okay. I
It was
think it was B&R,
the
and they were a breakfast shop. Is that what you're thinking of?
was it the Montponset Inn?
Oh, right on the water right
Oh,
Yeah,
there? Oh, yeah, because they
yes.
did renovations and
yeah.
then it was 550. It's 550 Tavern,
Before
correct?
it was 550 Tavern, it was something else. And then, but before that, was it
So let,
Montponset Inn?
yes. So way back in the day, that was actually like a hotel. It actually was a place that had a restaurant, a function hall, and a couple of levels above it. It was craftsman style, and they used the lake. They used to be, oh my God, water skiing
Oh,
contests and
wow.
all
Yeah.
kinds of things on the lake.
Wow.
Anyway, that burnt down. Then it became the well, it stayed the Montponset Inn, but B&R's across the street from Cumberland Farms moved there, but
Oh, right.
kept the smaller part that's 550 B&R sub shop,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
had the function hall / restaurant. A few years back, I think like 12-ish, don't mark me exact, but they sold, and it was a function hall, but remained the still small B&R's restaurant. And then they just again sold, and now this new couple has created the Lake House, which is all function, no restaurant. But then again, that small little restaurant, instead of being BR's, is now 550 Tavern.
Oh, right. Right.
So they kind of kept a little small
Mhm.
area that will always be their son. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
It's such a great spot.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It really,
Mhm.
especially if you love being on the water.
Right.
But yeah, any final thoughts for Halifax before we get going on the history of it for Amy?
I love Halifax. I think it's great. One of the reasons that I work so hard on saving it. And today is elections. Can I plug somebody?
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Okay. Please, everybody, make sure that you vote for Gordon C. Andrews, the selectman today, 10-6. Bruce Sylvester for the planning board, and many others. We'll be at the polls today, 10 a.m. to 6 at the Halifax Elementary School.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amy, for calling in. And we appreciate your input on Halifax.
You bet. I hope you guys have a fantastic day.
Thank you. You as well.
See you around.
All right. Bye-bye.
This was so great. All
yeah.
these callers.
Yeah.
Today.
Well, Amy Troop is a realtor here on the South Shore. She's called in before with my shows with Sharon. And she's very well known, great agent here on the South Shore. So we love working
Awesome.
together. Okay, get back
right,
to
yeah.
the history part of it.
So I'm going to speed read. So it was Halifax, Mass. Was officially incorporated in 1734, though it was first settled by Europeans in 1669. Initially named Monpont by Native Americans, meaning near the deep pond. It later took its name from Halifax, West Yorkshire, England. The town's early economy revolved around agriculture, lumbering, and later milling and cranberry production, which that's no surprise. A proposed canal connecting Buzzards Bay and Massachusetts Bay in 1795 didn't materialize, but the town saw growth in industries like sawmills, iron furnaces, and wool mills. The arrival of the railroad in the 19th century facilitated access to Silver Lake and Monpont ponds. Here's a more detailed look. Early settlement and incorporation, the Bosworth family from England is often credited with the first European settlement in 1669. John and Mary Thompson are traditionally considered the first family to settle in Halifax, building a log house on what's now Thompson Street. Halifax was officially incorporated on July 4th, 1734, though the date of incorporation predates the Declaration of Independence.
Oh.
That's fascinating.
Mm.
The town was named in honor of Earl of Halifax in England. Early industries include lumbering, agriculture, cranberry production. We said that. During King Philip's War, 1675 to 1676, the town suffered significant damage, with homesteads being destroyed and residents fleeing to forts for safety. The Halifax Historical Society has a historical marker commemorating the door stone from the log cabin of John and Mary Thompson. The home's public library was once housed in the old town hall, which burned down in 1907. Ye Old Cotton Mill, built around 1800, was initially a furnace mill and later a shoddy and cotton mill.
Wow.
One of my favorite things about Halifax when my kids were little was the Halifax playground. We used to go there all the time. They loved it.
Yeah.
It's a great little town.
So there's Halifax boasts several historically significant buildings. So some include, oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher this, Shadrach Standish House.
Yeah.
Ye Old Cotton Mill and Old Town Hall and the Halifax Tragedy House.
Ooh.
These structures offer insights into the town's past, reflecting its evolution from Native American settlements to its current state. So the Shadrach Standish House is located on Ponset Street. This house is physical representation of the town's history. Ye Old Cotton Mill is built around 1800. This mill stands as a testament to Halifax industrial heritage, with water rights initially acquired in 1728. Old Town Hall, this building, which also serves as the original meeting house, has a rich history as it's located in the Holmes Public Library. And Halifax Tragedy House, so located at 526 Thompson Road. This house is known for the gruesome triple murder that occurred there in 1874, which has been documented by Historic New England. So those are some historical buildings. Let's get into businesses. I mean, we only have about 10 minutes left, but let's get into some businesses that are local to Halifax. So, of course, there's the Halifax Country Club.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, yep. Ethan's gone there to golf. I think he did maybe 9 holes at that point. I think it was raining that day or something.
In my research this week, I found that there were a lot of comments that that Halifax Country Club was like one of the best values for golfing in this area.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everybody loved it.
Good. There's Nasrella Farm.
Oh, well, that's Christine.
Well, so why don't you talk about what Christine said? But yeah, so Ethan and I on Saturdays in the summer, what we do is I do the radio show every other Saturday. I get my nails done, but then I go home and we go to the Pembroke Farmers Market, and then we head over to Nasrella Farm and we get all of our vegetables there. We get all of our pumpkins during the fall. We get our mums in the fall, but all summer long we get our corn. They have the best corn on the cob that around. And he loves the chocolate milk.
Yeah.
And it's just so like this little nostalgia. Like we just love going there.
Yeah.
Really.
So Christine Fisk, who is my preferred lender, she's with Harbor One Mortgage. She lives in Halifax. She said, I live in H-Town. I love living in Halifax because it is a rural country town and I am a true bumpkin at heart. She's currently up in New Hampshire, bumpking it out up there. We have an amazingly strong sense of community, a fantastic school system, farms, lakes, beaches, you name it. And it goes without question that we have the most phenomenal nursery ever at Nasrella's farm. Isn't that right, Pam and Gracia Boudreau? Without them, I wouldn't have an alive plant everywhere. They teach me, advise me, and have the most beautiful flowers. So many amazing local shop owners in Halifax. So she swears by, she said she'll go there and say, like, I need something for a shade. And they take the time to go over like how to care for it. And one of my clients just gave me a cuttings from a lilac, and I think it's actually called a Tinkerbell lilac. And one of my friends reached out on Instagram, and so I would love to go to Nasrella's, and hopefully they have some Tinkerbell lilacs that I can plant in my yard.
Yeah. And I've always sort of driven by being like, okay, I go there in the summertime for their corn and
Yeah.
their vegetables. I go there in the fall for this, but it's like they're open all year
Yeah.
round. So like, why don't I go? Like, what could I get in the
Yeah.
wintertime too?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so
So
I
check it
definitely got
out.
yeah, check the
Nasrallah.
Nasrallah farm. The tea box and the caddy shack. So I've actually mentioned this to my boyfriend before, like, oh, we have to go to one of those places for virtual golfing. There's a Walmart right there, right next to the old Stop and Shop, or whatever is going in there. Halifax Nails and Spa. Newcomb's Tree Service is there as well. There's if this interests you, Flower and Soul is there. And then there's the Lake House, which is a wedding venue. Have you seen the
Yeah.
Lake House?
Yeah.
I did not know that that existed. And then I came across a TikTok one day of like, oh, places to get married in the South Shore. Mind you, I'm not even engaged, but like somehow this came up on my For You page. And so I was like, oh, I'm interested to see, like, because I live on the South Shore. And one of them was the Lake House. And I was like, in
Is
Halifax?
that where you're going to get married?
I don't know. But, and so I said something to Ethan. He goes, oh, yeah, my friend got married there. And I was like, what?
I feel like Jake's, so where that 550 Tavern in the Lake House, that I feel like that's where we had Jake's Cardinal Spellman's golf, their golf banquet every year. And I remember thinking the sun was setting, we were looking outside, and it was so beautiful that I was like, this is such a beautiful venue. But yeah.
Good.
So if you're getting married, check out the Lake House.
Check out the Lake House. Yeah, maybe one day I will be checking out. But restaurants, we talked a little bit about Loco Larry's Tacos, 550 Tavern. There's Grill 58 as well, Nani's Italian Grill, Santoro's Pizza and Subs, Cape Cod Cafe. There's Happy Dragon, and then there's Johnny Macaroni's catering location in Halifax as well. Composing this list, I was like, I live in Halifax and I haven't really gone to any of these places. Like, I feel like I have to go home and say, okay, then like every day we have to go to one of these places that we
have
know
you guys
if we
been
like
to Burridge to walk around?
No.
You got to do that.
I know. We got to get out.
Yeah.
We have to get out. But yeah, no, I've only lived in Halifax for about a year and a half, but I truly do love it because even though we don't explore too much, we have been going for walks down like all these side streets near us and everything. And it's just like this, you get this sense of community. Like they don't know me, but they, wave and say, hi, oh, another walk today. Oh, good for you guys. And we're just like, wow, these people
Halifax
are so
is
nice.
a great little town. And I like where it's located because, I'm in Bridgewater. So it borders Bridgewater. So you're close to that side. You're close to when we first moved to Bridgewater, a lot of what I did was in Halifax. But then I love that I cut through Halifax if I'm going to like visit Ellen and John at the beach and Marshfield. And, it's easy to that Cumberland Farms in Halifax is like our go-to to get ice, or, it's kind of our midway stop to get gas or whatever else. But it's a really great location.
Yeah.
And I love that it's still a small town.
It is. Yeah, I do love it. And I think that there's pride of, we always talk about pride of ownership when it comes to, owning homes, but it's pride of township.
Yeah. And like you said, we are a real estate show. So
yeah, let's talk about some real estate. So Faith Birmingham, who called in a couple of weeks ago when I did a show actually with Tracy Grady, Faith is a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate. She has a listing at 85 Summit Street in Halifax that is on the market for $945. It's a 4-bedroom, 3 full, 1 half bath. It has a in-law. It has everything. Talk about 49 Waterford Drive in Hanover and 85 Summit Street in Halifax. They have everything that you need at home.
Yeah, and they're both. This one specifically is very, very unique.
Yes, it is,
and it's a presence when you drive down the street. I had a listing appointment right up the street at Old Summit, but it is a presence because it's right on the corner, and it's just, if you love antique houses, go check it out because it is just beautiful.
Yeah. It really is. And she's doing an open house there tomorrow. I have my list. Hold, please. She is there tomorrow from 1 to 3. Again, it's 85 Summit Street in Halifax. That is on the market for $945. Just an excellent home. Just another example of everything that you could possibly need in life is at home. You just need to be there.
Mm-hmm. So we also have 68 Cranberry Drive is on the market for $699. That is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch. Clydo Bosworth.
Yeah.
That's a new listing, just came on, a Gambrel Dutch Colonial. It is 4 bedrooms, 4 baths. Wow. And it's on for $899. 26 Redwood Drive. I think that's in the Halifax Mobile Home Park. That one is on for $369. 50 Fairway Drive in Halifax is a colonial, 3 beds, 3 baths. It's on for $796. 101 Anawan. I don't know why I love that. I love saying Anawan. 101 Anawan Drive is on for $679.9. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch. And of course, Faith's listing at 85 Summit Street in Halifax just had a price drop. It's on for $945. That's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath ranch. That's over 3,000 square feet too.
Mm-hmm.
And then 57 Brand Circle is on for $599.5. 3 beds, 3 baths, colonial. There was one on, everybody loves Twin Lakes in Halifax too. That's a great little area. I know I was trying to push that when you were looking for your place.
Yeah, I know. And Michelle Fay, who is a realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, and she had a listing. I had gone to her listing when I was on my journey. Oh no, we're done.
Well,
final thoughts. How can people get in touch with you, actually?
Well, you know what? Funny that you say that. Today, you could meet me at Cochesset Estates in West Bridgewater. I'm going to be there from 10 to 2, filling in for McNamara Horton Group. I'll be there tomorrow from 10 to 12 as well. So feel free to come in and tour some beautiful nude construction homes.
Yeah. And you can go to kristenhowlett.bostonconnect.com to find all of her information.
How did we go this whole hour without talking about my new website?
Yeah. BostonConnect.com to find all of our contact information. You can go to TalkRealEstateRoundtable.com to listen to any of our past shows, or go to your podcast app and type in Talk Real Estate Roundtable. I will be back next Saturday with Sharon McNamara, broker owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Tim.
Bye.
I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you, so let's make the most of